Hello everybody, welcome to the Michael Finkley Show. I'm Michael Finkley. Today is Friday, August 14th, 2020. Yes, we made it to Friday. Whew. So y'all, the weekend is upon us, so do something. All right, do something for yourself. Me, I'm going to get my hair cut this weekend. I'm going to church on Sunday, and I'm going to hang out with a friend as well. So I think my weekend is full already, I guess. But it's gonna be like cool stuff. I don't have to think about anything. So yeah, I think that's right. Yeah. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. If you have not already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel at The Michael Finkley Show and click that bell for notification, and you'll receive an email from us saying that we have new uploads on our channel. So please do that. So today I love to eat. I love food. I love it too much. So we are going to interview and talk with the Burgess Brothers, Jonathan and Matthew. And they have an amazing story, I tell you, dealing with food. Food is a very important part of their life, and it brought them to this point, to this present day. So I'm telling you, you're in for a special treat, literally. And please stay with me on how to get free products from the Burgess Brothers as well. Okay? Promise you, it's free for supply while supplies last, and you get the tea right here on the Michael Finkley Show. But more to come. We'll be right back. Coming up, we chat with the Burgess Brothers. We'll be right back. On the next Michael Finkley, Monday, we chat with Christopher Morgan about his career, fatherhood, and the secrets to a long, happy marriage with his wife, Kim Fields. It's a show you don't want to miss on the next Michael Finkley. Welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. Y'all, we have some special, awesome guests today. Streaming all the way from California. I'm telling you, these brothers are entrepreneurs, and they know how to do it. I'm learning from them behind the scenes via their social media. So, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the Burgess Brothers, Jonathan and Matthew. Thank you so much for being on today.
Hey, Michael, thank you for having us. We truly appreciate it. It's an honor and a privilege to be on the show here with you. And I'm looking forward to whatever we dive into and just talk about tonight. I'm going to keep it 100, right?
Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, let's get started, shall we? So, growing up as a twin, like, how was life like that? How was life growing up as someone looking exactly like you? Because I know when I was younger, I told my mom, Mama, I want a twin brother. She told me, baby, it's too late. She told me it's too late. But how was that growing up?
See, I don't think you recognize. Well, actually, I've been first our whole life. I was born first, so I'm gonna let my little brother speak.
You know, Mike, that's a really good question. I don't know how to explain it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I just don't. I can say there was never a dull moment. You were never bored because you always had somebody to play with, right?
Right.
So growing up, and you just did things together, and you had somebody. For twins, I guess it's a normal thing because we don't see anything different, right? It's like, okay, this is cool. This is how life is. We couldn't imagine life just being without,
Right.
that other person. So for us, it was the norm. It was pretty cool though. Like I said, we're never bored.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just say that, for those people that aren't twins, when I look at my brother, it's not like I'm looking at myself. I mean, you don't think of it like that, like, hey, I'm just looking at me. I'm looking at my brother. He just happens to look like me, but I don't think that, it's a mirror. So growing up, that was, it just was what it was. And it's kind of cool because everybody would always, mom would have us in the store. So people, oh, are they twins? Because, we dressed just alike.
Right.
My dad my dad was really upset because my mom dressed us alike as kids. So as we grew older, most people want difference, right? You see,
right.
We wanted, he was in yellow, I'm in yellow. If he had green jeans, I had green jeans. Same shoes, everything. And my dad's like, Y'all can't even. Look, we can't even swap clothes. You know, he's thinking from an economic standpoint, which we talk about. I understand it now. Dad, forgive me. I didn't know then, but I understand now the economics of what he was talking about when we wanted to wear the same exact thing all the time.
I get you. Wow. And so name like a typical day growing up in that household of love. Well, what was the day like? Were you all mischievous? Were you nice? What were the Burgess brothers like?
Look, man, we were the babies. So we're the youngest of 6.
Oh, y'all was spoiled.
So mom and, I mean, everybody else would say we were spoiled, right? You know, babies don't get as many whippings. You get away with more because your parents figure out what they're doing by the time they didn't had you, right? And so not mischievous. We did the things that most kids did, but what we had to do when you come from a big family, we like hid food. Like we would hide food, like tuck it away in the refrigerator so we'd make sure we ate. But aside from that, I mean, I don't think there's much mischief. Matt, what do you say?
I mean, some of the greatest memories that I have growing up is being in the kitchen cooking. You know, Mom taught us at a very early age how to start cooking. And so that was something that was just, you know, we grew up with, and something that, again, it came back to really pan out and help and kind of rebuilding and building this legacy that we've been on. So.
Gotcha. And I'm so glad you mentioned cooking, because you all are doing something together as siblings, as brothers, as twins, that a lot of people as individuals, they want to do, but they don't really know how to get started. You started this awesome company with, you know, food products, and talk more about that. How did that even get started?
Well, I mean, I always like to defer back to how we got started in the food business. The craziest thing we ever did, we went on TV together, and it started out with the burger contest. Okay, we were in our respective professional uniforms. Me being in law enforcement, John in his, you know, he had an axe and a water hose, being a firefighter, and it was a simple burger battle. But I won the darn battle. Now he's gonna tell me I won because I wore a gun.
Stop! I
won the battle. I won the battle, and that's all it is, hands down. You just don't like to admit that I'm the better cook, Mike. I'm just telling you, that's what happened, Mike. That's what happened.
Michael, mute him. Michael, I just got to ask you. I'm gonna ask you one question. When you get pulled over, did your heart race a little bit? You get pulled over, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine too, right? So he wore a gun belt to a burger battle. It's intimidating. That's how he won.
Wait, huh?
CHP, officer, law enforcement, firefighter, right? I'm going just in my civvies. He's going to wear his gun belt, handcuffs, the whole thing to a burger belt. You could have left the gun belt at home. And then the judges, who they going to pick?
Person with the gun. I'm scared.
Hello.
Is that true, Matthew?
Michael, that's not totally true, Michael. The truth of the matter is that I won the contest. That's the truth.
Okay, that's true.
Did you wear the gun belt?
That was part of the uniform.
Okay. There's your answer, Michael.
It's part of the uniform.
Matthew, that can be intimidating. I'm just saying.
Well, it depends on who's wearing that, right? And why would I come to intimidate anyone? Seriously.
It doesn't matter who you are.
In your mind.
Hello.
Exactly.
In your mind.
Right.
I'm in the corner trying to give it to him because I want to live to get home.
Listen, you know, plus I don't want to, you pull me over, you might remember. I picked you on that burger battle. Right?
I can't with y'all. I cannot. And you all have an awesome product now, the truffle.
Did you say what, awful?
No.
Oh, okay.
Brother, I know you said Chihuahua. Did you say Chihuahua?
I did.
Okay, the Chihuahua.
I did say Chihuahua.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
I put respect on that because it's something that you worked hard for. Now talk to us about that because I'm hungry for it now.
Man, I'll tell you what, the Chihuahua, I got to give Matt the credit on the R&D and the culinary side of our business. And really, one of the probably most innovative business strategy things he ever did was when we trademarked the name Chihuahua. But we took Grandma's cornbread mix, designed by Matthew, put it in a waffle arm. Okay, You can't just use any cornbread mix in a waffle iron. It's not gonna work.
Don't try to use that little blue box named Iffy. Do not do it, and it ain't gonna work. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah. You might as well just
my plans for the night.
Exactly. No, ruin your plans. Okay, little plug. BurgessBrothers.com. Get our mix. Now,
For free.
back to the topic. So we put that cornbread mix in a waffle iron and then dusted it in cinnamon and sugar. Oh my gosh. You talk about a true waffle? That's how we got the name. Trademark it, we own it. It's us now.
Oh, and how long has this been in existence?
The Chihuahua has been in existence for about 3 years now.
Okay, gotcha. And I see that you're doing very well. Matthew, we were talking about this early before we got started. You're doing very well thus far.
Well, I mean, I would say yes, we're building. We're in that building stage, and we are doing fairly well. Being that, and some people look at it and say, "Well, wow, where these brothers come from," but they don't see the work behind the scenes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everything that we've done and that we continue to do, it's part of the resume. And so it makes things a little bit easier once you launch something. And it helps if they can Google you or your brand and it comes up. But again, that takes time, right?
Yeah.
To build that platform and that branding, it's not done overnight.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Well, and I'll just add to that too, Michael. I don't want to misinform anybody. And, people don't realize the failures that go with success. And we've had a number of them. So, I mean, there's not enough time to talk about all of them. There are a few. And so that's another episode. But, for any entrepreneur or person watching, just know that, you don't get there the first go around. So there's some failures that occur and then the successes, and you take them and you learn. As long as you don't give up and you keep learning, that's where it goes.
Definitely. Yeah. Never stopping. How did your family feel when you came to them and just say, "Hey, we're using grandma recipe for this"?
Ooh, I'm gonna tell you right now, I didn't want to do it. He told me, he goes, "Oh man," he goes, "We're gonna make this. We're gonna package the mix." I'm like, "Hold on, you gonna package grandma's cornbread mix? Why?" First, I wasn't feeling it at all, and I'll tell you what. I've got the mind for business normally. And for some reason or another, he goes, "I'm tired of our people, African Americans primarily, right, creating some of the best products in the world and recipes and taking them to the grave and never profiting." And so I said, once he said that, I'm like, bingo, I got you. We're going to share this with the world. So he's right. He's absolutely right. We do that as a culture and a people, and I don't know where we got it from or why. But no, this stuff needs to be shared with the world, and so that's what we're on a mission to do now. Share it with the world.
Definitely. I love it because, again, that's how at times our history can be lost. Our history can be lost because we're not sharing. We're not communicating properly. Even in myself, I know of my mom's side of the family fully, but when it comes to my grandmother's side, but my grandfather's side, in which I have his last name, I'm like, I need to learn more about the Finkley side of myself. So I definitely get it. What's next? What's next? I know there's always something in here that's always going. So what's next for you all as brothers, as in your company?
Man, okay, so what's next? There's a lot in the hopper right now. There's a lot going on. So I'd say probably most immediately next. Matt, you want to tell them? Do you want to just tell them what's next? Can we talk about it?
I don't know. We might not want to talk about all those things.
Loose lips sink ships.
Yes.
Snitches get no.
You can give me a sneak preview. You don't have to give it to me all.
Listen, I'll tell you what's next. We got something we're doing for the fourth quarter. It looked like a little waffle machine. Something that you can do a single serving waffle with. And just add water, mix with it. But really, with that, we're looking for other entrepreneurs that we can kind of bring on and help them along the way. So if they've got a product that complements ours, we want to talk to them or you or whoever it is.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Awesome. So when we come back, I want to talk with you all about your family history. Matthew, you shared a lot of information with me a few weeks ago about history and as entails into the state of California, but I want to learn more about that from you all. But more to come. We'll be right back.
Next, the Burgess Brothers tells us more about their unique family history. We'll be right back.
Looking for a mentoring program for your young male between the age of 6 and 18 in Columbia, South Carolina? Well, look no further. Big Homie, Little Homie Mentoring Program is the program for you.
Under the leadership of Mr. Jamal Stroud, Big Homie Little Homie is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that caters and mentors at-risk youth that come from single-parent homes. The organization caters to young males between the ages of 6 and 18 within the greater Columbia area. The organization is devoted to shaping and molding their life into great men of society. Big Homie Little Homie organizes male gatherings, discussions, and even educational assistance devoted to guiding and leading them into a positive light. Making a positive attitude will help in transforming their life regardless of what is experienced in life. For more information on Big Homie Little Homie Mentoring Program, visit our social media outlets, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. We're still chatting with the Burgess Brothers. All right, and they have some amazing things happening with them, but in keeping their tradition of their families as well, they have some important history as well. So, Matthew, can you talk more about that?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And thanks for asking, Michael. History has always played an integral, important aspect in our lives, and that's something that our mom has always kept in the forefront, and knowing our history. And we have such rich history. And again, it goes back into building and rebuilding this legacy called Burgess. During the California Gold Rush in 1849, where it started at, 1850, we were fortunate enough to have our great-great-grandfather, who was actually born in Mecklenburg, Virginia, was brought to California, Coloma, okay, where gold was discovered, and he was brought as a slave. He actually worked in the gold fields, in the gold mines. He was also a blacksmith, well-respected figure of the town, and he was able to actually discover gold. But the beauty in all this is that he was able to read and write. There was education that he had, and so understanding when you're able to read and write, or you have that education, it takes you to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
And so ultimately, when we look at our history and where we started at in California, with this man who was actually a slave, right? And his son was a slave, our great grandfather. Ultimately, we had 3 generations there in Coloma. And I'll let John talk to you a little bit about it because he did so much of the research, but it's something that's really we're passionate about, and it's a legacy where, where we have ancestors that were working to build generational wealth, and unfortunately, because of the laws of the land, they weren't able to retain that wealth. But the beauty is that we have written documentation that puts this puzzle together.
Love it. Jonathan.
Yeah, Michael, so like Matthew said, I mean, great-grandfather, great-great-grandfather, they were both incredible men. And part of kind of who we are today, when I look at all that they were doing, it looks, from gold mining to farming and then sharecropping, allowing others to farm his land. But like Matt said, we do have deeds that go back to 1879. And so a lot of people don't have that information. And, we can show the property. And when we look at America, when we look at it today and we compare the Burgess family, now Matthew and I have done well for ourselves and hopefully we'll continue to, but when we look at our family compared to some of the other white American families that were here during the same time, when we look at our wealth compared to theirs, and they still have farmland, like 5th generation farmers. Now, I'm not saying I wanted to be a farmer, but if we had the land, it may have been a different trajectory, and farmers aren't doing too bad right now either. So those are just some of the things that, we're dealing with, sharing the story, doing a true story about, just his history. We had discovered a document that in 1878, our great-grandfather actually found a gold site. They wrote about it in the newspaper and said that it was, it produced flattering results, and they took over supervisory control over it. I never knew there was a gold site. And they said that it was estimated at $65 a ton. What was pulled out of there, over 100 extraction points put on the site. And yet, this is our great-grandfather. They note finding him in his blacksmith shop in Coloma crushing the quartz. And you know what it means back in 1878 when they said they took over supervisory control of the site, which is why the Burgesses don't have gold today. But we've got a liquid gold. We've got a liquid gold.
There we go.
That's right.
There we go. And
Sir.
what happened when you actually presented this information persons within the state of California?
So, the state of California, the persons with state parks, there's obviously resistance because there's years and years of suppressing it. And really what this is this becomes the case not just for the Burgess family, but for California and a number of other African-American families that were here. What we can prove with our documentation is that this was a strategy and a tactic that was used. We just can prove it because we have the documents. How many of those didn't have the documents?
Right.
So
Exactly.
when you look at generational wealth that we talk about and why African Americans, are so much farther down below that gap, when you look at legacy wealth, yes, we're doing well, NBA, NFL, right? Entertainment. That's just recent. They've made that wealth. But I'm talking about how you get to own a football team comes from the gold rush wealth, right? Right? I mean, that's the reality of it. I mean, 1840. I'm looking, we should own a football team right now. In fact, I sent a message to the San Francisco 49ers and said, I can't think of a better beer to represent the San Francisco 49ers Gold Rush, considering the wrongs and injustices that were done to this man, our great-grandfather. His gold was taken. Now we have a beer in his honor and name. And how many African-American men do you know of that you can tie to the gold rush that was the blacksmith of the town during 1850? There's one.
Right.
That's right.
There you go.
That's
There
right.
you go. Oh, so with you all continuing within the research and just being strong advocates for your legacy, what's going to happen? What do you see happening in the future with this?
So really in the future, Matt, am I cutting you off? I'm sorry. I'm just excited about this. This fires me up. And like Matt said, I've done a tremendous amount of research on this project. So what I see happening in the future really is the state of California owns a nice chunk of the land. I mean, predominantly a lot of it. And so futuristic, I envision a town that's inclusive, where it's African Americans, everybody wants to come, and you get barbecue, you get all the Burgess Brothers products. We talk about the orchards that our family once owned. We restore the orchards, and we do something nice for the school-aged children. And so we teach, hey, yes, there's a black man that owned 3/4 of this town.
Yeah.
And so what does that do? I mean, that is the inclusive history and narrative that we need to heal America.
Yeah. Matthew, you had anything?
No, I always look at this and because I'm a foodie and I'm always researching those brands, those household brands that we all know, we grew up on, like Heinz, the Heinz family. Well, Mr. Heinz, he was an immigrant that came here, right? And he built wealth because he was able to have and own farms. And during the time where they were doing, when they were giving homesteads, when they're giving away land, right? And so when you look at some of that history and you say, wow, the Heinz family, well, they're still eating off that ketchup that was made. And that was a recipe ultimately that was taken from someone else, but I'm not going to go into that. But when you start looking at some of these brands that have been around since our people have been enslaved, they've been around pre-civil rights, and it's great that we have these brands. But at the same time, we have other brands that were before them, right, that it started. And then you have some that are just coming into this food industry. And we're just saying, hey, let's kick down this barrier and open the doors for others. We have to open that doors because that's what it's all about. It is. It's paving the way. And again, this is something that's been, you know, it's been a part of our history. It's been a part of our past, and it's a part of our present because we're moving forward. So Burgess is a legacy.
Because of
Love
you
it.
all, it will continue to be that legacy. That's
Oh yes,
amazing.
absolutely, absolutely.
That's amazing. I love to end sessions with encouraging words. There are viewers out there that want to start their own, or there are viewers out there that, you know, they're just kind of afraid, you know, at times, and you're peer pressure, all the different factors. So what would you tell someone in your words and experiences of, you know, starting their own, continuing on that legacy as within themselves to their children or what have you?
I mean,
Either one. I know.
I mean, ultimately, it's something that you want to be remembered by, right? And so, whenever you're, regardless of how difficult it is, just think about those that went before you and see the challenges that they faced and how much easier we do have it than they did. And if they could do it back then, we have to. We cannot stop.
Yeah.
So that's what I always like to tell people. I know it's tough. I know it's difficult. But again, if you look at our ancestors and you see what they did and the difficulties that they went through and some of the obstacles that they came across, the door is opening. You just got to keep pushing forward.
Yeah.
And it's not easy. It's not going to be easy. But you're building something. They don't call it generational wealth for no reason.
And I'll just leave people with this parting comment. You can't do it alone. You got to have help. You got to have help. And so there are good people in this world of all races, all walks of life, regardless of what happened in the past, that are here to help, that truly want to see help, want to see people succeed. And I tell, you know, this strikes home because so many of us as African Americans are blacks. I mean, I was never born in Africa. I don't know who gave us that name, but long story short, so many of us blacks feel like, you know, we've got to do it all black. And I tell people that the Underground Railroad would have never, ever made it if there weren't some really good white allies, okay? And so that's okay, because there's some really good white allies that want to see this right here in every grocery store, every household name. And so one of the things that Matthew and I are doing is, you know, looking back to help others that we can. And regardless of what position you're in, you hold a position sometimes to create an opportunity for somebody else. So there's so much that you can get from that. And there's joy really when you can do that, whether you're working for a government entity and, you know, there's a small business that's trying to get a contract and it's just that, you know, that first time to get the opportunity. Or, you know, you're somewhere else, but just don't take for granted where you are to create that opportunity for somebody else. That just needs, you know, not a handout, but a hand up, as Habitat for Humanity would say. You know, I don't want a handout, I want a hand up. You know, so give me a hand, give me a helping hand up.
I love it. I love it. Oh, y'all guys are so awesome. Oh, thank you for sharing. And I wish you well in your business endeavors. And I also wish you well in reclaiming your time when it comes down to your legacy, your family legacy.
Listen, Michael, we will look you up. I do plan next year. I already claimed it. There will be a massive party in that town for the reclamation and actually the reparation. So I'm gonna find you, send you a trip out here, man. And no, I'm for real. You know, send you on a trip on out here. You're gonna be part of the party. So.
Oh man.
No, that's just, you know, my word on it. That's my word on it. We are doing that. There will be a huge celebration in that town because we know what he owned, and there are members of the state of California that know what he owns too. You know, Matt and I have done a really good job building a platform and having a speaking platform. So senators have reached out. There are a number of people. It's a matter of time, but I'm not waiting in that time. We are having a big party up there next year.
Okay.
Let's get over this COVID stuff and make it safe for everybody to get out. But barbecue, everything, all the products, peach colors, you name it. You know, it's gonna be a good time.
Mac and cheese, hot links, chicken sausages. Look.
I am there. I am there.
It's good. It's good.
Oh man. Thank you all.
The Finkley Experience is an education and consulting firm that specializes in first-generation education. We assist parents and their students with the college process. We train school administrators, and we also partner with colleges and universities to assist with their first-generation population. To learn more about our consulting firm and to purchase our book and workbook, please visit our website at thefinkleyexperience.com.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. Did you enjoy yourself? Did you? What'd you learn? All right, leave comments below. Let's talk about it down there, okay? I'm telling you, Matthew, Jonathan, thank you so much for being on. We really appreciate you, and we wish you well in your endeavors. And y'all heard that you were going to fly out to California next year, right? Okay, y'all heard it. All right, so Jonathan, let's get to booking, bruh. I'm excited for it. Now, to receive a free packet of their cornbread mix, do two things, okay? Two things. First of all, subscribe to our YouTube channel at The Michael Finkley Show, okay? And ring that bell notification. And then also to visit their website down below, all right? theburgessbrothers.com, okay? burgessbrothers.com. Click on their website, and then also to you'll be able to purchase a free, how can you purchase something that's free? But you can go to their website and get that free cornbread mix, okay? Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. All right, please do it. I get hungry from just thinking about it. Can't wait for my packet to come in. Thank you again, Burgess Brothers, and wish you well in your endeavors. On the next Michael Finkley, Monday, we have Mr. Christopher Morgan. Christopher is a brother. We've been knowing each other for years on top of years, and he's here to talk with us about fatherhood and also his career and also his marriage to America's Kim Fields. You may know her as Tootie. You may know her as Regina. I'm sorry, let me get that right. Regina Hunter on Living Single. But he opens up to us about all of that. So please stay tuned for Monday's show. Again, if you have not, subscribe to our YouTube channel and ring that bell for notification. And then also, too, if you'd love to be a guest on the Michael Finkley Show, please email us at michael@thefinkleyexperience.com. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you on Monday. All right? Have a good one.